You know, trust is something that should never be taken for granted. Let me explain for a second. We trust a chef to cook us a nice meal. We trust a mechanic to service our car. We trust a pilot to get us from A to B safely. Or do we? Is it in fact the mechanic, the chef and the pilot we trust, or the company they represent? No, it's the company they represent that we trust. They earn it through providing great customer service, and they maintain it by being consistent. Today, thanks to Esanda, we've come all the way to Victoria to meet the family-owned and operated Mantello Motor Group. Now, they're a perfect example of how trust can not only make you successful, but the best in the business. Since 1969, when Gerald Mantello first began selling Holdens, the Mantello Group has been building up a reputation as one of the friendliest and most trustworthy car dealers in Victoria. They've grown from their humble beginnings into a multi-dealer company with a massive range of vehicles and a huge reputation. Over the years, the Mantello Group has grown, that's for sure. They've now got operations in Sunbury, Fawkner and right here in Roxburgh Park. Now, they've always represented Holden, but now Hyundai and Nissan have joined the family, and they're very proud that they offer the same level of customer service they did in the beginning. The Mantello family have moved over 100,000 vehicles in the years since they first started selling Australia's favourite workhorse, the Holden. Nowadays, they've branched out, and the benefits that come with growth are great for their customers. Now, Greg, 40 years plus in the industry, in the car industry is a long time. You must have a bit of history that I'd love to find out about.
Yes, we do. My father Gerald started off the business in 1976 at our Fawkner site. In 1997 we expanded out to Sunbury where my uncle Mick and cousin Greg are running our Holden site out there. In 2002 we bought our Roxburgh Park site out here, which was just grass in a big area of nothing.
What's your secret?
The secret, I believe, is having good quality staff around. A lot of our staff have been with us for 30 and 40 years. They're part of the family. We empower them to make any decision that they need on a day-to-day basis to make sure the business runs professionally and properly.
Now, Greg, you've touched on the fact there's family here, but there's yards that I've been to and they've got one or two brothers and sisters working there, but there's a lot of your family that work in the company, isn't there?
Yes. Yeah, well, I've got my brother-in-law, two cousins, an uncle, and we're getting on to our third generation where my nephew and niece are starting to work here as well. We all get on really well. We're all got our eyes on the same goal, and we have interesting Christmas dinners and lunches, and it's a real part of our family. It's part of our being as being in the car industry and enjoying it and having the family as part of it.
Live in the automotive industry?
Live in the automotive industry, yes. We've all started out from basically straight out of school.
With 3 locations and 5 rooftops, the Mantello Motor Group is huge. And with that comes the benefit of increased buying power, greater experience, and of course, a bigger range. Not to mention the state-of-the-art service centres with manufacturer-approved parts and procedures. Speaking of which, let's go take a look inside their brand new Nissan service centre here at Roxburgh Park. Now, George, you've been part of the Mantello Motor Group since 1982. That's a long time.
It is. I'm not just an employee. They make me feel like I'm part of the family.
Okay, well, they've got you back and you're now heading up their new franchise here at Nissan.
Yes, and very excited to be here, part of Nissan and the new state-of-the-art service centre that we've got here for them.
You know, it's just so refreshing to meet a family-owned and operated automotive dealership that'll work so hard to get your trust and even harder to keep it. To find out more about Mantello's and get access to literally hundreds of cars they have for sale, go to mantellomotorgroup.com.au or follow the links from Zoom TV.